At 4ZZZ, we acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we broadcast. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging of the Turrbal and Jagera people. We acknowledge that their sovereignty over this land was never ceded.
And we stand in solidarity with them.
Tranzmission on 4ZZZ, amplifying the trans and gender diverse community of Meanjin, Brisbane and beyond. Woo! You're listening to Tranzmission on 4ZZZ. My name is Ez, I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Ray, I use they, them pronouns.
And I'm Brody, and I use they, them pronouns as well.
And it's International Non-Binary Day soon.
Yes, it is.
That's exactly how we say it.
We're doing so good this morning.
Yep, the coffee's working.
Honestly.
That's just how I say it.
Oh, dear.
And we've also got, Ray, Brody and I, we're all chatting International Non-Binary Day and non-binary things, but also got lots of events and things coming up. We're kind of, I don't know, it feels like I'm gearing up for this... the chaotic part of the year.
Yeah.
You know, you pass July and then...
Do you mean Radiothon or Christmas?
Radiothon... No, don't say Xmas. It's coming.
Not yet.
No.
Yes. Not yet.
We are definitely over the hump, though.
Honestly.
Which is, alarming. I keep thinking tropical fruit season.
Ah, yes.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking Woodford season. Yeah.
Oh, yep. That's a better way to look at what. Yeah. However you see the future coming towards you and the thing you're looking forward to, that's important. Yeah, well, what we'll do, we're going to hit play on some news. Hazel has pre-prepared some stuff, and then we'll get chatting about all things International Non-Binary Day and what's going on.
This week in community news and events for the 13th of July. In world news, trans men may face higher miscarriage rate as review urges more research. A new review published in the Acta Obstetricia et Gynecologica Scandinavica journal is calling for urgent research into pregnancy outcomes for transmasculine people after finding they may experience miscarriage at higher rates than the general population. Reviewing data from 44 existing studies, researchers found reported miscarriage rates between 31% and 40% among trans men compared to an estimated 11% to 22% in the wider population. The authors stressed that the available evidence is extremely limited, and none of the studies include direct comparison groups, saying it's not currently possible to determine whether the apparent differences is linked to testosterone before pregnancy, other medical factors, or unrelated variables. Ultimately, the authors said the greatest takeaway is the need for better evidence, including that better data collection and research are urgently required to improve care for transmasculine people who wish to become pregnant. Amnesty International declares J.K. Rowling's Sexual Assault Crisis Centre anti-rights. Bayres Place in Edinburgh was founded by Rowling in 2022 to provide, quote, practical and emotional support to women. It describes itself as being a woman-only centre. Amnesty International's new report, A Growing Threat, the Anti-Rights Movement in the UK, however, lists it as one of many anti-rights organisations, alongside the LGB Alliance, Women for Scotland, and others. The report defines these groups as formal or informal groups, individuals, private and state actors whose aim is to restrict human rights by undermining human rights protections in law and practice. The report explains its reasoning extensively, including the following quote, human rights are interconnected and mutually reinforcing. When the rights of one group are restricted, protections for others can also be weakened, even where the effects are not immediately visible. The report also lists anti-rights actors fighting to erode abortion rights and support Christian right policy, advocacy, and conversion practices. In national news, Mardi Gras reaffirms commitment to trans communities following EGM. In a message to its members following the weekend's extraordinary general meeting, the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras Board has reaffirmed the organisation's ongoing commitment to trans and gender diverse voices. Recently, members voted to remove directors Damien Nguyen and Luna Chu from the board, who were also members of Pride and Protest. The members had proposed the No LGB Without the T resolution, which was voted down. Additionally, when the co-chairs proposed to remove Damien Nguyen and Luna Chu was misgendered multiple times. The organisation said it had apologised to Ms. Chu for misgendering her. Mardi Gras argues that the previous resolution overlapped with the No LGB Without the T resolution, and this is why it was so heavily voted down by members. While Mardi Gras continues to reiterate its support for the trans and gender diverse communities, Pride and Protest argued that the decision represented a lack of support for the trans and gender diverse communities. The board will provide a further update to members shortly, outlining the next steps, including board director recruitment, membership verification, strengthening membership processes, and measures to improve board transparency. Trans insurgency tees help support Brisbane anti-trans counter-protest. The powerhouse couple behind Gayskate have been able to fundraise for the community. Storm and Jazz say they were fueled by rage after Pauline Hanson addressed the National Press Club referencing a, quote, transgender insurgency. Now they have t-shirts that say defend trans lives, fuck TERFs, and their latest offering playing on Pauline Hanson's, quote, transgender insurgency, as well as transsexual insurgency. We just respond to whatever's happening, Jazz said. It's great because it's visibility and a lot of allies buy them, which means we can use that money to further support the community. And by using the phrase from Pauline Hanson is nothing more than just taking the piss out of whatever she's got to say to take the sting out of it. It speaks to the ways in which people want to visibly support the community, not by donating money, but also by having something physical to wear to counteract the narrative being perpetrated against the trans community. Trans people, especially young trans people, are such a small part of the community, says Storm. We really need a wider community to stand up, to help and stand out, and just be there for us. And for your events, Trinket Trove's Pride and Punk Mini Market. Welcome to Trinket Trove's Mini Market. This is the third of our weekly mini art markets starting in Brisbane, located at Trinket Trove in Indooroopilly. Our goal is to make a fun, free place for artists to start and grow with no monetary risk per market, as well as providing free and low-cost services for our community. This Pride and Punk theme market will be held July 18th at Trinket Trove, 721 Station Road, Indooroopilly 4068, from 12 to 9 p.m. Reserve your free ticket from Trinket Trove's mini market on Eventbrite. Undoctored, a Project 491 fundraiser. Join us for a night of live music, community and solidarity in support of Project 491, an initiative of OzPath, featuring performances from Clover Love, Cosmic Sun Lounge and Panda Pants. Project 491 raises funds to help cover the costs of private gender-affirming healthcare for 491 transgender young people who were removed from Queensland's public gender-affirming care waitlist over a year ago. We'll also be running a ballot raffle throughout the night, with all proceedings going directly to Project 491. Come along for a night of great music, community and fundraising, and help support transgender young people in accessing the care they deserve. The event is at Banshees Bar in Ipswich, Friday the 17th of July, doors at 7 p.m. Tickets are available at bansheesbar.com.au. Queer Tarot Picnic. Do you want to know the future? Have you got a burning question you need answered? Do you feel a pull towards unseen forces which may or may not be able to tell you if your ex has moved on? Find out all this and more on July 19th in Orley Park. The Queer and Free Collective is delighted to invite you to the July Queer Tarot Picnic. This is a free, all-ages social event for LGBTQIA+ folks and allies who want to connect with queer community in the Meanjin, Brisbane area. Families and young people are welcome. However, all children must be supervised by a responsible adult. Tickets and more available at the Queer Tarot Picnic on Eventbrite. My name is Hazel, and that is all for this week's community news and events.
Thank you, Hazel, for the week in community news and events. Gosh, there's been so much happening. And I believe it is time to talk about Non-Binary Day.
Yay!
Yay.
Woo! How does Non-Binary Day work?
So, how? That's a great question.
How, where, when?
How would we like it to work? But anyway, so International Non-Binary Day is the 14th of July annually, right between International Women's and Men's Days. So that's like the annual day, but within Meanjin, Brisbane, we have a celebration which we aim to have around July, but being the chaos creators that we are, it never ends up being that because we can't get ourselves organised to be in July. Anyway, so we have a local celebration, International Non-Binary Day, and it's a small volunteer-run grassroots event that will be taking place in October this year due to venue availability and being chaotic as all helps. Ray's like, yeah, I know. Yep.
Yeah, chaos gremlin life.
Honestly, it's so... But yeah, so this year we're having it on the 4th of October at Newmarket Hall. And it's the Sunday of a long weekend, which is even better. But it is for the October long weekend for the Rolls Eyes King's birthday. Anyway, but just make an event of it and have fun. It's always a great day. We have been doing the event annually since 2018.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Wow, that's a long time.
That is a really long time. And looking back at the different events over time, it's just gotten bigger and bigger each year. And I think the first event I went to, it was just a few people gathered around, and then eventually it's become so big.
Yeah, I think the first one I went to was like in a small venue in West End, and it was it was significant, and like I remember it, and it was important in my life, and I was like, gosh, I've got to keep going to this, but it was not. It wasn't a big boy like they are now. Like,
honestly, now the first one I went to was probably the same. I think it was like just a small place, West End, or like
I remember it.
Wollongabba.
Doc.
Yeah, we've had it at Back Dock Arts
I
twice.
think that's where the first time I went.
Yeah, so I think we've had it there twice. That was also really good, and we had lots of help from the Humanitas school next to us, who allowed us to use their space for a chill out zone, and that was really cool. So it's evolved over time, I feel, and there's always like performances and markets and workshops and things like that. So we currently have 30 registered stalls, which is
Holy mackerel.
crazy,
Wow.
considering, as we we're just saying, how small it once was, like there was, and they're all non-binary folks selling their items, their whatever they create and things like that. So it's really incredible. It's run by non-binary people for non-binary people. And there's performers, and the registrations are open still. And we have a wide range of styles, from poetry to drag and to full punk bands and much more. And if my alter ego drag persona decides to actually do a solo performance, I will possibly perform there.
Possibly,
Who knows?
maybe.
And if people do want to perform, I'm thinking like, if you're non-binary and you want to do some kind of cool performance, you should definitely
exactly
get on
and
board with that.
There's also like a low-key open mic and things like that usually. So folks who, I don't know, may not always have a performance or feel comfortable doing that, you can come up and just say something on the open mic. And I know for a couple of years we're doing queerioke, which turns into
cute.
lots of emo bangers, let's be real.
And it looks like, do people bring food?
Yes. So if I remember correctly...
bake sale, you can bring chai. It looks like people over the years have brought food along.
Yes.
there's
to share.
like a potluck.
A potluck.
Yeah.
And last year we had a sausage sizzle. What was the name of... I think it was Sir Snagalot or something like that, who's doing it last year. And that was a huge hit, let me tell you that.
Incredible.
So yeah, we're always looking for volunteers, for people to get involved, to have a stall, come and help us out. We always need helping hands.
Calling non-binary folk of all ages to experience a non-binary centered space. Let us bask in each other's presence, celebrate and uplift fellow non-binary pals in a pressure-free environment for all folk whose genders or lack thereof fall outside of the socially entrenched concepts of the binary. Non-binary supporters, allies are welcome to join us. All expressions or non-expressions, pronouns, names, explorations, and intersections will be held and valued. Come as you are enough. We love you. Come for the... I'm just trying to make a monoculture joke. It's in there somewhere.
Come for the gremlin vibes, stay for the...
Non-monoculture.
Oh dear. Oh my goodness.
Bless.
We also have a non-binary like fashion parade if you want to come and strut your stuff and like have an incredible fit. It's always a great time.
That's everyone that walks into these events. I'm always like, you look amazing.
And then I'm there just like wearing I think last year I was wearing a high vis vest.
Yeah.
Because it was very chaotic last year. It was on the night of River Fire at Yagara Hall.
Oh wow, that would have been chaotic.
And there was a whole kerfuffle. So I was wearing this vest, and I think one year I had a hard hat on. Because I got it from my partner's car. But I'm always just like, I don't care. I'm too busy. You'll see me running around with like a bag full of like cable ties and a screwdriver and all these things, just because
your volunteer fit.
That's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
So we're always looking for volleys and things like that. So please come along, and it's family friendly. It's a safe space for anyone of any age, really.
This says Blaha Pit.
Oh
here.
yes. Oh yes.
It's like, well, hold on.
That is the most.
Yeah.
Is that like a sensory space?
It is literally a blow-up pool. It is how you think it is.
Okay, it's a blow-up pool full of blahas.
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Wow, okay. All right, well, if that doesn't make you want to go, I don't know what will at this point.
Honestly.
Great, awesome. Well, I'm going to check the link up
Thank you.
on the Transmission socials at Transradio with a Z. Yeah, come along and enjoy your time. It'll be at the Bowls Club, which is 212 Ashgrove Avenue in Ashgrove, and that's October 4th from 2 p.m. Yeah, enjoy. Come have fun and some non-binary love.
Hell yeah.
Love it. And also in other events that are happening, I'm gonna mention this one.
Get your tit together for a great cause on Thursday, the 23rd of July at the Cave-In. Transmissions Together in Transition Fundraiser, a night of noise and solidarity. There's raffle prizes to be won, such as gender-affirming packs, shelf lovers books, gay skate merch, and autograph vinyl. We have performances from The Snouts, Emmy Hour, Soft Cards, all raising money for Project 491, supporting trans kids to access life-saving gender care. Grab your $20 tickets or free concession and BIPOC tickets from Humanities. Transmission is a part of the team at 4ZZZ.
Yay, part of the team at 4ZZZ.
Yay.
And also I'm so excited for this is the first fundraiser that Transmission putting together. So yeah, you better get your tit together. And come down. We've got the Snouts. Funnily enough, the Snouts, the lead singer Mel, a good personal friend of mine for many years, met through 4ZZZ space. You meet lots of amazing people through 4ZZZ.
Honestly.
I'm just gonna gush about it for a minute here. But met Mel and the Snouts, and they had a song called Dysphoria, I believe. At the time, I really did think that song was about gender, but turns out it wasn't. But it does very much overlap with the community, and Mel is a proud non-binary person with queer non-binary kids. So
incredible human.
Yeah, and just love the Snouts. Really great energy, high energy. And we've also got Emmy Hour. If you don't know who Emmy is the lead singer from a band called The Cutaways, and also does a solo project, which is Emmy Hour. Emmy's going to be doing an acoustic first set, and she is probably one of the OG punk trans women punks of Brisbane. So definitely come support her, and just I don't know, I love her energy. I just love Emmy. And then with the language warning, Soft Cunts, they're amazing band. They don't have anything recorded, although I have.
Oh my goodness!
I have been harassing them to record something.
The fun fact about that band is they all met at Non-Binary Day event a couple of years ago.
What?
They all met there, and that is how it came
That's
to
how it
be.
began.
Yes.
It all intersects.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah, and so the lead singer, Bowen, I just hiked for 6 days across the Jatbulla Trail in Nipmulik, which is Jawan country in the Northern Territory, with Bowen for 6 days. Bowen now goes by the nickname Bam Bam. So Bam Bam is amazing and extremely musically talented. I think possibly when I asked when we were on the hike at some point, I was like, so how many instruments do you play? What kind of music do you play? And Bowen's like, I can I think listed 7 or 8 different instruments very casually. And I was just like, cool. So no talent whatsoever for music, I guess.
It's making up for me not playing
honestly.
any. I respect that. Thank you.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, someone's got to do it.
I'm the same.
So if you want to check out Bam Bam and the Soft Cunts and their amazing talent, please come along to the Cave-In on the 23rd of July. It's a Thursday from 6 p.m. We've got so many amazing prizes. In fact, the incredible Ray, you brought something in today that will be part of a prize.
I did. I brought in a copy of my book, Exactly As I Am, and a copy of a zine that I've forgotten the title of. Oh, wait, yeah, classic.
Ray.
I was like, as soon as I produce something, I'm like, well, that's just done.
Next.
Yeah, a copy of a zine called We Are Here, which was part of a exhibition that I did end of last year. So it's the zine that accompanied the artwork. And so, yeah, book and zine. So that'll be part of the really cool prize pack.
The Shelf Lovers pack that we've got.
I'm so excited. There's
also,
so much more in that pack.
There is. there is. Lee Lay's award-winning graphic novel will also be in that pack as well, which is the first non-binary person to win the Stella
Prize.
Prize, yeah. So yeah, come on down, get yourself some tickets. It's on Humanitix as well, and just search T.I.T, Together in Transition, and come and enjoy yourself. We're going to listen to some music now, and then keep talking things non-binary and community, and we'll also chat a little bit about the protest that was on over the weekend, as Ray was present as well. So we'll chat about that.
4ZZZ presents Z51. Come mark it another day, celebrating the furthering years of our beloved 4ZZZ radio station. Saturday, October 24th, 2026, from midday to 10 p.m. Join us for Z51, 13 bands at Roma Street Parklands with music, stalls, and that incredible community spirit. All ages, 2 stages, and no crossovers. Featuring Mudhoney, Barker, Custard, The Mark of Cain, Cash Savage and The Last Drinks, Shonen Knife, I Heart Hiroshima, Tape Off, Dem Mob, Mitch Please, Super Hotel, Still Full from Lunch, and Baby Cool. Tickets available from Oztix, with a discount for all 4ZZZ subscribers. Proudly brought to you by 4ZZZ.
You're in Transition on 4ZZZ. My name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns.
My name is Ray. I use they, them pronouns.
And my name is Brody, and I use they, them pronouns.
And it's International Non-Binary Day.
It is.
Tomorrow?
Happening.
Is it today or
Hell
tomorrow?
yeah, tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
For anyone listening to the podcast, that's in the past.
Time traveling.
But it's also every day if you're non-binary.
Exactly. Every day is non-binary day for me, to be honest.
Yeah, every day's Transvisibility Day for me too, I guess. I mean, with all of
Right?
us, right?
Like, it's just, you're just kind of like living your life, and it's like, oh, we get a day too? Sick, thanks.
I don't know what's going on with my head.
Do I get, a prize?
Maybe. Do you want a prize?
I always want a prize.
Although I'm hoarding prizes at the moment for the raffle for Tit, so unfortunately I cannot give you something. But I will high five?
Yeah.
High five? That's all I can do right now. Sorry.
Non-binary 5. It has to be an odd number. It can't be an even number.
Oh,
I'm so
goodness gracious
confused.
me.
I'm so confused right now.
All right, are we talking? Oh yeah, I was like, what are we talking about?
doing?
Protest on the weekend.
Oh my god, the
So,
protest.
How did that go? Ray, you were there.
I was there. I was very tired. It went well. This was the last.
I heard Pauline
info
didn't even
that I got.
show.
No. I think she's in the UK.
She shows up to protest as much as she shows up to
the
Parliament.
UK, which is like Turf Island, anyway. It was a great protest. It was an incredible turnout. I think at Queen's Park there was 40 One Nation supporters. We had 1,000 or more people in King George Square. Which is incredible. Lots of transsexual insurgency T-shirts from Gayskate.
Thanks, Gayskate.
And like some incredible speeches. I unfortunately couldn't hear a lot of the speeches because I need to lip read, and there was a lot of people, and I didn't know what was going on. But I think Dr. Fiona Bishop spoke.
She spoke.
I can't remember who else spoke because I couldn't cope.
Jacob, who is the current Mr. Queensland Leather, did a very staunch speech as well.
And I think that was when we were getting rerouted.
And I think it got cut short. So he did post his actual speech on his Mr. Queensland Leather Instagram.
I heard that it's a good thing if you get rerouted because it means that there's more numbers than they were maybe anticipating.
Yeah, so they rerouted us so that we didn't walk past the One Nation rally.
Damn it!
And
which is for my family.
It was, and it was disappointing, if only because obviously that is the whole point of a counter protest, but also because it meant the walk was longer and everyone looked quite shattered by the end. But we were energized. We're still energized.
Yeah. One of my friends, my housemate, went. I had just returned from the Northern Territory, and I tragically I got multiple illnesses while I was away. So
you poor thing.
I was like, I'm not coming to the protest. I am going to be horizontal. But my housemate went, and she was saying that at one point, like, there was a lot of standstill.
Yes.
But she brought chalk. So people could draw things on the road.
Oh my god, I wasn't in that part of I was in
Yeah.
the everyone just looking exhausted area of the protest where we all just kind of, I thought we were going to do a sit-in or a lie-in or something, like where you're going to,
are we going to chain ourselves or something?
Yeah, and like someone was having a go at hugging some trees, and I was like, okay, what are we doing? And yeah, they were rerouting us, but that's okay. That's
I want to give a shout out to the organisers for this particular protest.
Yes.
Thank you so much for putting that together. And a special shout out to just the Dyke Collective, like Queer Women Collective, for standing in solidarity for trans people. And I think I spoke recently at a just like a community fun night, like a queer event, and just kind of put a call out to ask any cis women out there who stand in solidarity with trans people to show up, because some of the difficulties that trans people face in terms of advocating and, like, you know, protesting for themselves is that we get painted as, quote unquote, you know, the unhinged whatever. I don't know, all the stereotypes, that language comes out, and it's really hard to be public facing. But what allies can do is stand in for us. And if cis women are standing for trans rights, then these TERFs will be muffled out. Yeah. And we won't have to hear their vitriol, their crap, their delusion. And because, you know, cis women, we need more cis women. And I just want to thank those women who did show up and stand with us. And
and to everyone that, you know, like cis people, allies, like there was so many people at the rally and march that were, you know, like people from all different walks of life. It was beautiful. And dogs. There was some dogs.
Always.
All different people and dogs.
And dogs. But honestly, there was such an incredible amount of people, and I was so impressed to see so many different groups together. And it was one of the kind of protests that made me realize, I mean, this is obvious, but like made me realize how incredibly intersectional a lot of our struggles are, because, you know, there was, you know, Indigenous people, there was trans people, there was queer people, there was like the leather community, there was anarchists, and it was just like so many people grouped together.
Skinheads,
it was gorgeous,
well, and which is great.
Yes,
and like, the Sharps, sorry. You know, and there is a Venn diagram of our experiences of marginalization. We're in the same pool, and same for like disability rights, and also non-visible disability. You know, our neurodiverse community as well. You know, there's a huge overlap for all of us, and it's great that if we can, you know, none of us are free until
all of us are free. Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. It was definitely a heartening protest for that reason as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm glad I got sent all these photos. People sent me a bunch of photos, and I was there in spirit.
Yeah.
But we're, you know,
Same.
Transmission's, you know, a protest every week in a
Exactly.
way.
Exactly.
We're doing it all the time. I also just got a text in from Sam saying, "Happy Non-Binary Day to all my mates out there. Love yous." Oh.
Thank you.
Woo! You're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ. My name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns.
My name is Ray. I use they, them pronouns.
And Brody's here too, but Brody's just stepped out for a phone call. So Ray, being we.
Hello.
We're going to chat non-binary things. And
non-binary things.
Yeah, and I guess, like, sometimes when you do something a lot, you forget the 101s and the ABCs. And doing transmission for so long, I'm always like, I know what non-binary is. I know what that means to me, and what that means to others, and maybe what that doesn't mean to me. But I can accept that it means different things for others. But I forget that there are cis and straight and non people not in the queer community or in this space listening. Yeah. And I kind of just wanted to be like, what the heck is non-binary?
I think it is really hard to, because it is such a catch-all term. Like, I feel like when I first came out, it was the words that we were using were genderqueer, and then like slowly, like the more like common term became non-binary. I don't know if there's like even more, like there's often like some people will say gender diverse now as like their more preferred kind of word. But yeah, I feel like it's you know, living outside the binary of male and female, but also sometimes non-binary encompasses being both those genders, neither of those genders, no gender. It's a big umbrella of gender.
That was a much better description.
Really?
than like the AI overview of Google, which is essentially, you know,
that's because I'm better than all AI.
Not correct. Is AI non-binary? Individuals whose gender,
if they want to be.
Sure, we could ask them all.
See, this is the thing. You can be non-binary if you want to be. Like, that's kind of the vibe, actually, is that if you're not feeling...
I think it's kind of like anarchism.
Yes, exactly that.
That's how I've sort of described it to people, particularly political people who understand it. So, like, I'll understand politics a little bit more. It's kind of like unsubscribing from mainstream. That's how I would describe a non-binary identity. And I was just saying before that for most people, I use he, him pronouns. Those are the pronouns that I like. But just because my pronouns are he, him doesn't mean that I'm binary.
Exactly.
And my understanding of gender is of my gender, which is a very personal experience. And like everyone's gender is a very personal thing. In a queer space, if someone asks me how I identify as a two-spirit truer, trans-masc person. But when I'm not in those spaces and people ask, if that comes up, I'll just be like, trans man, he, him, it's fine. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to break this down at every turn. And it's kind of personal, and it's not necessarily a requirement for people to know me to know that part about me.
Right, and I feel like this often, like if I'm on a date with someone who is trans or like I'm chatting with a trans person, that's when it comes up more and we're going to chat about it more, and it's like, oh, you see me, and there's that kind of added like layer of depth, I guess, or something. But a lot of the time I will just be like, hey, I'm Ray, I use they, them, and then that's it. That's all someone needs to know. If they look at me and go, like I've had people be like, oh my God, so that's like when you're a woman but like not, and I'm like, yeah, like whatever you want, babe.
Sure. If it helps you take a step outside of that box, even one step, which we'll go there.
Honestly, and this is a hill I will die on, but I think that is, extremely harmful to people who are assigned male at birth, and trans femmes, because there's like a bunch of cis people assuming that AFABs are the only kind of non-binary. And like I use AFAB and AMAB really loosely here because, let's be honest, we all should be assigned baby at birth. But it is so harmful to people who are trans femme, and there's that idea of like, oh, they they don't exist. Yeah, it's erasure. And I'm not about it. And I know so many people who are like, I don't feel non-binary enough because I wasn't socialized female. And I'm like, well, that's something that we've got to break down. Like that's very uncool. It is not women right.
Oh, totally. And we all have socializing, like social conditioning because of the presumed gender that you are based, almost exclusively based off your genitalia. And I think that's weird.
It's real weird.
I find it really strange that we like have to have clothing that matches your genitals, and like how creepy that is.
Right. And I think like the freedom that you get, and like I know a lot of parents who are queer, and like even my parents, like there was that kind of, I'm raising this kid as a kid, like. Yeah. I don't think I was ever told not to wear anything or play with anything. I don't think it really...
There wasn't a specific...
it's like, do whatever you want. Yeah.
Blue over here, pink here, so on, so on.
Yeah, and it's like just...
I wasn't either, mind you, but I always naturally gravitated towards very classic, quote-unquote, boy things. Cars and Legos and
oh my God.
Definitely cars, a lot of Hot Wheels.
I had so many Hot Wheels.
Biking,
I actually wrote a poem
stuff
about this where I have like a whole bunch of Hot Wheels, and also I had this whole harem of Barbies and one Ken. It was just lesbian Barbies.
Driving sports cars.
Yeah. They were using the Hot Wheels as shoes or something, I think, in my...
I would have been, as a child, I would have been
non-binary.
Like, Ray, you do not use the saline as a high heel. Give me that.
How could you?
Yeah, I know. I would have been terribly upset.
And then I was like braiding their hair and tattooing the Barbies. It was expected that this was the outcome.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head.
Anyway, in conclusion, if there is a conclusion, non-binary, the definition is what you want it to be, but also if you don't feel male enough, or you don't feel female enough, or you feel like you're not fitting within, social expectations of gender, it's okay to experiment and question things and be messy.
And something that I regularly talk about is how can we, as a human species, we're so intelligent, we're so vast, we're able to hold a myriad of data, information, knowledge, the nuance of life, the complexities of things. The more that you dive into any kind of scientific field, the more questions you have than answers. How come we can have such a plethora and diversity in every aspect of our lives and our existence, but this one thing is only 2.
And it's fascinating.
It's quite confusing.
As you said that, like, there is and this is probably because capitalism, when you're a kid and you're like, you know, your counselor's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? There's still the, you know, the male jobs, the female jobs. There's still those kinds of things that you're being pushed into. But there are so many jobs, and I never would have expected to be doing what I'm doing now. There's so many different things that you can learn and you can achieve. And like, there's such a variety. And it's almost like, hey, if you're willing to play the game of capitalism, you can do whatever you want. But gender, no, you've got to be male or female.
Yeah, you've got to be in these 2 boxes.
Yeah.
And you can't deviate at all in any way because you'll be socially excluded or something.
Yeah, and that doesn't, like, you know, any way that we deviate from the norm doesn't help capitalism.
No, and, you know, diversity is survival, right? And, you know, trans people are a direct threat to things like capitalism and patriarchy because if people are just people and not genders, then people can have, that's power.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, we are then powerful. Yeah, if you're not just seen as like the gender you're assigned, you're working, you live, you work, you die. Like, no, none of that.
Yeah, we're just kicking them down.
Yeah, I was like, resist in any way you can, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like,
make a zine on your day job.
I also not to, like, you know, this is definitely not to throw any shade on any of our trans binary community as well, because there are people that gravitate towards what we would probably consider like stereotypical femininity and stereotypical masculinity, and those things are fine. No one's telling you can't have those things. Those they exist. Obviously, they exist probably greater than they don't exist because it's quite popular and people don't seem to be having too much of a fuss about it. But I'm sure there are loads of people out there who think of themselves as cis men and have their whole life, and then on occasion get jealous that maybe a woman has got some really pretty, bright, colourful, glittery thing and go, that's so unfair that I can't wear that.
You can.
But you can. You can, and the only reason you can't is because you've been told you can't. And stop doing what you're told.
There is... Well, that's exactly it. Stop doing what you're told, and, like, even if you have to, like, go earn money for capitalism, in your home with your friends, your partners, your housemates, whoever, your cats, you can do whatever you want.
Play, damn it.
Yeah, play. And I think, like, that is something that we've lost, like, hobbies and play. And, like, it's almost like, oh, I've got an hour before work, I've got to get dressed, like, or I'm home, I'm exhausted. Like, even if it's something like putting some glittery socks on, like, yeah, do it.
A little bit of foundation, just you know.
Ooh, a little bit of foundation, a little bit of
eyeliner or something. Glitter.
Yeah, something on your toes. Like, you could put nail polish on your toes because that's hidden under your.
You can totally hide that.
Yeah, you can shave your legs and hide it with pants. I have done all of these.
And by the way, none of these things make you anything more than a person who's just put some nail polish on or something. Yeah, you know, like, we don't have to read into things so deeply. We don't have to go. Like, I hated nail polish, and then I transitioned, felt comfortable, loved nail polish.
Yeah, right.
Who knows how that works?
I was like, oh, pink, what a disgusting color. And now literally pink is one of the only things I wear because it's the most beautiful color.
I will
fight you on that.
It's part of your identity. It's part of your gender is that color, right? Like,
yeah, and I like that. And I think when we were talking about, like, clothes before, like, like, women's clothes traditionally are a lot more vibrant, and there's a lot more
flowy,
types of things that you can wear. Yeah.
Lax pockets. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Form-fitting. Form fitting, which can be both hell and also wonderful, depending on your mood.
Oh my God, yeah. I was like, so there's a fine line between I look hot and dysphoria. That's dresses, song. Baby.
That's a great band name. Fine line between hot and dysphoria.
That's a poem.
Particularly in Queensland.
Oh my God, no, honestly, because you can't layer. That's.
But anyway, I guess the outcome that I want for people to think about with non-binary or gender diversity or gender anarchy or however you want to look at it is that people are people because they're people before they're whatever your genitals are.
Yeah, and like
it's just you're a person, and you know what makes a good man, what makes a good woman is the same answer to what makes a good person. And you know, I think men would be a lot less grumpy if you played more and you allowed yourself and gave yourself a pat on the back for trying something different, because you're only on this earth for a short period of time before we turn to dust and fade into the wind.
Yeah, this is why I live life like I'm being like chased. I also recommend like
live your life like you're being chased.
I fast and hard, but I would recommend there's a book called Unlearning Shame by a trans author. I think it's Devon Price. I think that's the author. And like it goes into a lot of the ways in which our negativity towards so much within life is rooted in shame, and not just gender, but everything. And it's a book that for me unlocked so much stuff. Once again, not just about gender, but even things like, you know, I don't know, but not getting the bin out on time or something. Oh, I'm so ashamed. I'm a useless person. None of that. No. It breaks down things like that. And it's Unlearning Shame's a great book.
Great.
Yeah. I'm not sponsored, just love books.
Yeah. We should make a t-shirt. Speaking of getting chased and living life in the fast lane.
How many genders are there?
I don't know. I just got here.
How many genders are there, Ez?
2
million. Great. That is correct and factual.
Yeah, I believe so. You're listening to Tranzmission and 4ZZZ, and we're now going to listen to Ray read a poem.
Hell yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I was going to give a shout out to EnbyLife Journal, EnbyLife Life Journal, which I started 10 years ago, apparently, which
That's
I didn't.
crazy.
I know. It's July 2016, and it was a zine, and then we became a website, and since then we've published over 140 non-binary and gender diverse creatives.
Wow.
Me and Alison Evans, who recently left EnbyLife, but yeah, it's been phenomenal, and we've been nominated for like the Genre Punk Awards and Monarch Queer Literary Awards. So yeah, big boy time. Big boy for those EnbyLife boys. But yeah, so EnbyLife Journal, we're also open for submissions in September, from the 1st till the 7th of September, for the theme Tribute. So if you've got any like poetry or art or whatever you want to send, EnbyLife.net. And yeah, I thought I might showcase some like a non-binary poem by the amazing Lucian Marine, who is a creative kind punk printmaker, seasoned art workshop facilitator, and who's also been part of Non-Binary Day before.
Hell yeah.
So this is their poem, Far Above Gender I Soar, which is on EnbyLife Journal. Soaring far above constructed terrains of gender, once imposing landscapes flatten out before me. Paper thin, I can see right through. Existing outside the scale of this mapped plane, it cannot measure who I am. I fall over the edge, deeper into knowing. Fingers unfurl to release archaic stories. Pages flutter free, dancing through tailwinds unbound. I am not easily defined. Unclothing language that will not fit around me, cannot be stretched to cover or contain. I breathe past the skin of my surviving. Crisscrossing paths of siblings wrapped in stardust. Expansive horizons glitter in our wake. Happily arcane, we transcend.
Wow.
So good. And there's some beautiful illustrations with that one as well, so check it out on the website. Like,
I feel lighter.
I feel lighter. I feel, and honestly, non-binary, I'm not saying that non-binary and trans poets do it better, but I think we just do. Like, I think that there is, and I think, you know, LGBTQIA plus artists in general, like there's such a incredible experiences that we're able to tap into, and it makes for brilliant art. Tap into your trauma, people.
Yeah, and write about it.
Real, do it.
Where can we find this poem? What was it? EnbyLife.
Oh, yeah, EnbyLife, EnbyLife, LIFE.net.
Perfect.
And that one was published earlier this year in April. Far Above Gender I Saw, and that's Lucian Marine. And that was part of our Euphoria series. And we're currently in the middle of our Lineage series. So we're going to have a couple of new poems published this week, actually. So that'll be exciting.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Brody and Ray, for jumping in on the studio today. And
Bees.
Anby. And also a special shout out, thank you to CJ and David for messaging in as well. F capitalism for sure.
That's the ticket.
And and First Nations and queer solidarity always. Love that. You're listening to Tranzmission. We'll see you all next week. And have a nice rest of your
Happy
day.
NB Day for tomorrow.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Tranzmission. Catch us every Monday live on 4ZZZ from 10 a.m. or listen to our podcast on the Community Radio Plus app.